Hello, family. Glad to be back on this episode of Conversations with Ijeoma, the podcast. Of course, this is going to be the final episode in this installment. Yes, I know I didn't give that notice before, but then we just thought it might just be fine to, hang it here. Basically, if you remember, as a bit of a background, when I started this, I let you understand that this was a voice note I shared with a wonderful lady called Ijeoma, where I was trying to, get her in to work on my book, edit or write the book basically with me. So that was just all the voice note and all of that. So we're wrapping that up today. Of course, Ijeoma responded eventually. I mean, of course, we had a series of, back and forth. I was thinking of sharing that as well, but then I don't want this to get too long. But if you still want to hear Ijeoma's voice or at least get to meet the person, I mean, one way or the other, let me know in the comment section. Maybe we could just make that happen. Otherwise, we just want to proceed and go into some of the other details. And if you remember, I mentioned that once we're done with this voice podcast, we're going to be going into the physical, where the video podcast will start up. And of course, that will largely feature myself and Sarah. So you get to see us much more. And so please just enjoy the last few minutes of this podcast, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you so much. So now, the third book. Okay, so I forgot to talk about part 6. Part 6 is A Code the Last Days. That's towards the end, the period of my surgery and everything. Before I now left Lagos, that's where part 6 will focus on. That's from May 2021 to December 2021. As I started preparing for surgery, the meeting with the doctors, I met 6 specialists. 6. All of them kept telling me I needed to do hip replacement surgery. Like, it's going to be a rich book, sister. It's going to be, this is a project I want you to be a part of, because everyone who is a part of this project, believe you me, will be a part of a book that will be a legend for life. I'm telling you. I'm not saying this because I'm the one who is writing this, but I'm telling you because I know this is what it is. Now, then part 7, which is the final book, the third book, which is going to be Today and Always. That is just going to feature the period of my recovering from the surgery, how I became literally like a monster. I hated the depression I had to go through for months. I wasn't getting better. I was spending money every day on physiotherapy sessions, but I wasn't getting better. It took me almost a year to heal. Meanwhile, they had told me in the hospital that within 3 months I'll be walking again. It took me almost a year. I would cry at night because I couldn't sleep. The painkillers were too much in my system that it had numbed my cells. I couldn't sleep. I would watch Netflix all through. So I was still only maybe 1 hour, 2 hour timeline to quickly sleep. But in the night, no way. From 11 p.m., my leg would start aching me till I will watch Netflix. So I won't sleep. I might now sleep maybe around 6 a.m. for like 1 hour, and I'm up again. So even until now, the pains have not exactly gone, but it's just that I've now learned to live with it. I've done the surgery, but I still feel some slight pains. Basically, I can't be the same again. There are some things I can't do right now. Sometimes I wonder maybe it's a punishment for the things I did and stuff, but then I don't know. If it is, that's fine. But I've come to understand something about life. I never regret anything. Whatever I do, I believe it was meant to happen, and that's why I did it. So that's my philosophy about life. I don't regret anything I've done. Whatever I do it because I was meant to do it. It was supposed to be part of my story. Even right now, there's still a lot that's happened in the last 2 years, from 2022 till date. So the last part is supposed to span the recovery process, me leaving my job, in a very violent manner, because then at the point I got to a point where I was literally berserk, and I had to call all my partners and tell everybody off and resign, because I couldn't cope anymore with the mental trauma that I was going through. So then, of course, I started my own business, and I didn't start my business was already existing, but I joined my business. My wife was running it then, and we took it like 10 times from where it was ever at. And right now we are still growing. I'm still going to talk about my brand a lot during this, in this book. So that's part 7, Today and Always, and that's the final part of the book. And that's a wrap on Conversations with Ijeoma, the podcast. I trust you've had a fantastic time in the last 5 episodes of this series. And thank you for all the comments. Please, let's keep liking, keep sharing, keep commenting, keep subscribing, please. Everywhere you hear this going. We're still going to try and share this across other podcast platforms as time goes on. But then the next step now is for us to go in, because you'll be asking what next after this.
you're definitely going to be seeing a lot of me and Sarah on this YouTube page. We might even change the title of the page itself, but then you get to see a lot more about us even as we prepare and work towards this book. And I must tell you, I recently met a very fantastic guy. I call him AG. AG Aduragbemi, basically. So he's going to be working on the book with me. I mean, of course, Ijeoma wasn't able to. So AG is going to be working with me on this book. And of course, maybe along the line, you might get to meet him too. And but trust me, it's a book you really, really should look forward to reading. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. Sarah is not here now, but definitely sent her regards. Thank you very much. GB out.